इन्हीं को घर दे रहे हैं। 60,000 रेंट और डिपॉजिट दोनों पे मान गए।
अच्छा।
दोनों बैंकर्स हैं। ये स्वीट कपल यार। तेरे भाई ने क्या तो पटाया है।
पर भाभी, ये वो सोनाली जैसी नहीं लग रही?
कौन?
ये भैया की कॉलेज वाली एक्स गर्लफ्रेंड सोनाली।
नहीं।
दिमाग में हो पर तो किसी और को फाइंड तो कर। पर से परफेक्ट Housing.com।
जहाँ है मैक्सिमम बायर्स एंड टेनेंट्स। Housing.com पर से परफेक्ट। डाउनलोड नाउ।
एल्डरली कपल है क्या?
Hello everyone. Namaskar, Salaam, Akal, Vanakkam. We are back with a fresh episode of Keeping It Real by Housing.com. This is India's first real estate focused podcast. It brings to you updates, views, and insights about the realty sector, an explainer on a chosen subject, and a deep dive on an industry trend or topic. You can catch the episode on Housing.com, on the Housing.com app, on earshot.in, Spotify.com, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Ghana.com, and JioSaavn. If you missed the episode, don't worry. We have you covered. Wear your headphones or put on the phone speaker. You can listen to this while driving, eating, cooking, jogging, running, walking, chopping vegetables, or basically doing anything else, whenever you want, wherever you are. A yet another interest rate hike by the Reserve Bank of India. Housing.com launches the Mega Home Utsav-2022 in September. Residential demand has surpassed the pre-pandemic levels of Q3 2019, that is July to September, and all you wanted to know about property tax in India. Details of all these and much more in this episode. Stay tuned.
Based on an assessment of the macroeconomic situation and its outlook, the MPC decided by a majority of 5 members out of 6, and you guessed it right, to increase the policy repo rate by 50 basis points to 5.9% with immediate effect. Consequently, the standing deposit facility, that is SDF rate, stands adjusted to 5.65%, and the marginal standing facility, that is MSF, and bank rate to 6.15%. The MPC also decided by a majority of 5 out of 6 members to remain focused on withdrawal of accommodation to ensure that inflation remains within the target going forward while supporting growth.
This was RBI Governor Shaktikant Das making a statement on the Monetary Policy Committee meeting decisions. The RBI Governor Shaktikant Das-led Monetary Policy Committee hiked the policy repo, the rate at which banks borrow from the RBI, by 50 basis points to 5.90% for the 4th time in a row on September 30th, in order to cool prices. According to Mr. Dhruv Agarwal, who is the Group CEO of Housing.com, PropTiger.com and Makan.com, this was not entirely surprising, as this is to address concerns around inflation and the declining value of the rupee. Mr. Agarwal said, quote, "The 50 basis point hike in repo rate to 5.9% was expected as the RBI intensifies its efforts to tame inflation. While banks will eventually be forced to pass on this increased cost to borrowers, the possibility of this happening during the ongoing festive season is low, considering that a large number of home buyers in India make their purchase decision during this time of the year. Financial institutions would not like to dampen the festive spirit by effectuating a rate hike immediately. Even when they do so, the robust buyer sentiment along with renewed investors' interest in the residential real estate market is likely to continue to support the demand for homes in India." Unquote. Planning to buy a house? Let's make this experience a little less chaotic and a little more fun. Housing.com is launching its annual online real estate sales gala event, the Mega Home Utsav-2022, where you can make your virtual home purchases even more convenient and lifelike with 3D virtual booths. home buyers in India will be able to grab attractive discount offers during the virtual Mega Home Sale from the comfort of their homes. They can get a property of their choice from a wide array of developers that have partnered with the Gurgaon-based Housing.com for the Mega Home Utsav-2022. The Mega Home Utsav event will offer complete stamp duty waiver, bookings as low as Rs 21,000, various payment schemes to lower the cost burden, free car parking, free Ola electric bike with each booking and discount of up to Rs 2 lakh on bookings. In its 6th edition, prime properties from 22 cities in the country will be showcased online, and the online event will continue for a month, that is from 20th September to 20th October. HSBC India is the title sponsor for the event, and it is expected that more than 300 developers and over 2,000 channel partners will participate in the online event. This festive season, India's real estate developers are hopeful about the sector receiving a boost towards recovery, and their wishes are coming true. New supply registered a year-over-year growth of 61% when compared to Q3 2021, that is July to September. The report also stated that the new supply is at par with the 2015 levels for the second consecutive quarter. According to Real Insight Residential, on the back of strong demand, residential sales have continued to show robust growth while registering sales of 83,220 units, a 49% year-over-year growth between July to September 2022, as compared to 55,910 units sold in the corresponding period last year. The data is retrieved from a quarterly report from July to September 2022 on residential market trends, which was released by REA India-owned digital real estate transaction and advisory services platform PropTiger.com. Vikas Wadhwan, who is the group CFO of PropTiger.com, Housing.com and Makaan.com, said, quote, "The real estate industry is bouncing back from the pandemic and subsequent disruptions, and it's evident from the data trends and insights in our report. Especially with the festive season, which has just commenced. We're experiencing a continuous surge in consumers' positive sentiments towards property investments. Q3 this year has seen a significant improvement in the demand for housing, and this will set the ball rolling for the next quarter as well." Unquote. Mumbai and Pune continue to be on top with respect to traction. Both cities have contributed 53% of the total sales in Q3 2022. That is July to September.
Post the lull of the pandemic, the tide has now definitely turned in favor of the residential property market. Demand continues on an upward trajectory, that is the period from July to September 2022, with property sales registering a stunning double-digit growth of 49% YOY. On the new supply side, if I talk about the positive home buyer and investment sentiments, along with the festive season sentiment booster, has encouraged developers to launch new projects across our 8 metros. The confidence in this demand is evident from the data trends that new residential supply in the third quarter of this year is at par with the 2015 levels for the second consecutive quarter, with over 1 lakh of units entering the key city in just one quarter. Overall, I would say that though increase in repo rate was expected amidst the central bank's efforts to curb inflation, it would have little impact given the robust home buyer sentiments that we are witnessing in the country right now. Our data trends suggest for a very positive upcoming season. It signals for a positive outlook for the residential realty in the coming quarters, as we see demand will continue to strengthen on the back of levers such as festive season discounts, flexible payment plans, by the developers, underpinned by, most importantly, the renewed thrust and importance of home ownership amongst the buyers.
This was Ankita Sood, Head of Research of Housing.com, PropTiger.com and Makaan.com. PropTiger's analysis for the new home market shows a total of 104,820 units were launched in Q3 of 2022. The top 8 cities in PropTiger.com's analysis include Ahmedabad, Delhi NCR, which includes Delhi, Gurugram, Noida, Greater Noida, Ghaziabad and Faridabad. Then there's Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Kolkata, Mumbai MMR, which includes Boisar, Dombivli, Mumbai, Mazagaon, Panvel, Thane West and Pune. What is property tax? When do you have to pay it? Can you pay it online? Where do you have to go to pay for it physically? Let us take you through the details. Buyers have to pay a one-time amount to become the owner of a property. But do keep in mind that buyers also have to consistently pay smaller amounts in the form of property tax to maintain their ownership over this asset. Simply put, property tax is a direct tax imposed on property ownership. Property tax payments are a source of income for development and civic bodies in India. It is a compulsory levy that owners of immovable assets have to pay on an annual basis. Property tax is an annual sum paid to the government by the property or the landowner. The amount of this tax is based on the value of a property. This tax may be paid to the municipal corporation or the state government, depending on the government policy. Now, how do you calculate property tax? This tax may vary from one location to another, and there are various other factors that determine the amount of property tax payable, such as location of the property, size of the property, whether the property is under construction or ready to move, gender of the property owner. There may be discounts for female owners. Age of the property owner. There may be discounts for senior citizens. Civic facilities provided by the municipal body in the locality. Now, why do we have to pay property tax? The local municipal body provides certain important services like cleanliness in the area, water supply, maintenance of local roads, drainage and other civic facilities. Property tax allows the municipal bodies to get revenue for funding all the services that it provides. It is one of the major sources of revenue for municipal bodies. If you do not pay property tax, then the municipal body can refuse to provide the water connection or other services, and it may also initiate legal action to recover the due amount. Property tax is calculated according to the recent property valuation conducted by the municipal body. Only the owner of the property is liable for paying the property tax. If you are a tenant, you need not be concerned about it. In case of a property dispute, the property tax receipt plays a crucial role to prove ownership of property. Consequently, when you buy a property, the title of the property should be updated in the municipal records. However, until all the outstanding arrears are cleared, the name cannot be transferred to the new buyers. If the record is not updated in the municipal records, then the name of the previous owner will continue to show in the tax receipt. While getting the property registered in your name at the local municipal records, you may be asked to provide documents to prove the ownership of the property. The list of documents that you may need to include to get the property name updated are the sale deed copy, clearance from the society, duly filled application, photo and address proof, copy of receipt of the last paid property tax, etc. A property tax receipt is also a key document for availing of loans, such as a loan against property. Hence, you must make the property tax payments on time and keep your records updated at the local municipal bodies. Certain establishments, such as places of worship, government buildings, foreign embassies, etc., are usually exempted from the property tax. Clean land is also exempted from property tax charges. You can pay the property tax offline by visiting the City Municipal Corporation office or online. With the coronavirus pandemic, most municipal corporations encourage people to pay the property tax online and incentivize them for the same. Property tax can be paid online too. While paying property tax online is not a common practice, it is sometimes useful, particularly when conducting real estate business and wanting to keep a complete record of your transactions. To pay property tax online, you will need to register with the municipality or city corporation, where you want to submit your property tax payment. In general, there are 3 ways through which a municipality determines the property tax due from a property owner. Number 1, Capital Value System, CVS. Here, the tax is levied on each parcel of land based on its assessed value. A professional assessor makes the assessment with regards to different criteria, such as land improvements, building contour, and your local benefit area, among others. It is graduated according to the size of the parcels. Number 2, Unit Area Value System. A property's tax valuation based on its built-up area is based on its per unit price. Based on the property's location, usage, and land price, the price is determined based on the expected returns. This value is multiplied by the built-up area of the property to determine the tax valuation. And number 3, Annual Rental Value System or Rateable Value System, that is RVS. The tax is based on the property's annual rental value and does not have to reflect the actual rent being collected. If your house is vacant, but you pay municipal taxes, you may offset this loss against income from other sources during the same fiscal year, such as your salary or rent from a different property. The loss can be carried forward for up to 8 years if it cannot be offset in the same year. Even though the rules are different from one state to another and one city to another, certain types of property owners enjoy rebates on their overall property tax liability. Across states, properties that belong to religious organizations or governments are not liable to pay any property tax. Exemption is typically provided to senior citizens, people with disabilities, former Army, Navy, or any other personnel employed by defense services, families of martyrs from the Indian Army, BSF, Police Service, CRPF, and Fire Brigade, educational institutes, agricultural properties. Authorities across the country impose penalties on delays in property tax payments. Depending on the city where you reside, you will be liable to pay between 1% and 2% of the outstanding amount as a monthly penalty. That's it from us for this episode. We shall be back again with a fresh episode of Keeping It Real by Housing.com with information and insights on the real estate industry. Take care and stay safe.